Okay, a lot of people in my last poll, it looks like it wanted me to do gaming since it's the highest. But in the comment section, people genuinely wanted me to do story time. We will do gaming content after this video, okay? So instead, I have a story time for you. Don't worry, it's somewhat related to gaming as well. So this goes way back when I was in my early teens. I believe I was like 13 years old and I was still in intermediate school. That's like elementary level here in New Zealand. I was also completely new to the country, so trying to fit in was a little awkward at first. But luckily, they were all nice and welcoming. One day, I saw one of my classmates playing chess. They saw me as I approached while watching their game, which they thought I was interested. They let me play the game, and not long after, I took my opponent out with the classic scholar's checkmate. And the others who's watching started hollering. They were like, yeah, nah, you're a complete legend in this game, bro. Wait, what? How? Oh my god. And several other students decided to play with me as well. They all ended up losing by falling into the scholar's checkmate trap every single time. But even if they saw through it, they were like, ha! There! I stopped your little tricks. I give them a sincere smile and then I simply play like I normally do and still manage to win. You see, the old trick, Scholar's Mate, is a 4-move checkmate where white, after a few opening moves, attacks black's f7 pawn with their queen and bishop, leading to a quick checkmate. Even if you don't know what that means, so do I, because I never played chess to the point I know every term they used in the game. Even to this day, I simply learned this trick from my cousin and only the basics of the game. Then after that, one of my classmates asked me to join the chess club. I was pretty shy, but he insisted and dragged me all the way to the library and introduced me to the members of the club. Then we played a friendly match of chess, and I used the scholar's checkmate to everyone, and they just keep falling for it except for the other two, which they turned out to be really good, and I lost to them in a fair game. No hard feelings, I was pretty content playing with them. What's so funny though, especially when the manager was about to leave thinking that the match was going to take a while, I announced checkmate to most of my opponents, which ended the game within a minute. He was like, mate, please, take it easy. Except for the other two who I lost to, as they saw it coming. Then a week later, as I'm already part of the club, the manager announced that our school chess club will be competing in the chess tournament. I was in the background as I was eating my Nutella croissant with a can of LMP soda in my other hand, and my thought I was like, oh cool, I wonder who's going. I hope they don't choose me. I could barely even speak any English. So there's only 4 people who are going, as we will form a team to compete. As for the 4th player, Tane, you're going. Oh really? Well, okay. Jiro, you're our 3rd player. Our 2nd player is Sam, and Jimmy will be our ace. All the players have been decided, despite me completely took me off guard that I'd be on the team. So I had no choice but to tag along. To be honest, I was more excited to travel around and skip school than the actual match. Then the day of the competition, we arrived at our first tournament, which went extremely well for me and my team. Actually, the fact I always thought up my strategy with the scholar's mate on every single one of my opponent. And the funny thing was this first guy I faced, after I deployed my 4-move trap and announced checkmate on him. Everyone looked at us as if someone opened a bag of chips, and my opponent was being in denial at first, and the referee took a quick look and announced me as the first winner. Then we got awarded with a participation certificate and a $20 for each of us, which month I used it to spend it on a yo-yo on a near dollar store, and somehow I lost it a week later. Then the next day of regionals came along. My team went pretty well, but I got one loss to that one guy because of the one bishop snipe move that took my rook and caused me to lose the game. But I managed to get my revenge on him when he also got dragged to the loser's bracket. It was pretty tough, but we were a pretty good sport about it in the end. You see, I keep using the scholar's mate on every opponent I face at the beginning of the match. If it doesn't work, I just simply play like I usually do, thinking 2 steps ahead on every trajectory of the piece my opponent takes. That's pretty much it. No techniques or known strategic tactics because I was not aware any of those. When the nationals came, we were very excited during the trip as we also get to travel around. My team and I arrived on the place as Wellington representatives, and let me tell you, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, that 90% of all players in there are all Asians, which got me like, bruh, are we still in New Zealand? Like they are either from China, Hong Kong, Singapore, around that area. We begin the game and all of our matches, including my team, were completely wiped out. I was like, what just happened? My scholar's mates were completely useless. The first Asian guy I faced parried that strat like it was nothing. Even though I took his queen out halfway, his strategy without it made it look like as if he used that queen as a bait. I know a bait when I see one, but these guys' power level is outstanding. The rumors I've been hearing about Asians being good at everything, I've witnessed it. But hey, at least we managed to defeat the guys from Canterbury who happened to be actual Kiwi players. We got placed second to last, and right next to the end are the guys we defeated. The tournament ended and we stopped by at the pool park to relax. And funny enough, the guys from Canterbury happened to be there as well. It was pretty awkward at first, but we somehow became friends afterwards, considering after all what happened. We parted ways as we coped and sang Bring Me to Life by Evanescence in the car during the trip back home. So that's my story of how I luckily made it to the national nationals. Despite the overwhelming loss on the last stage, I had fun traveling around. I considered it lucky to make it to the nationals because I didn't know any known strategy aside from the scholar's mate. I didn't even have the competitive spirit like the others back then. I simply played chess for fun, and I thought those knight pieces looked really cool back when I was a kid, which got me interested in playing the game. I can't even imagine myself being a pro chess player. Like, I can only think 2 steps ahead most of the time during the game, especially if it's a hardcore player. They played so much to the point their perception from their eyes became the eye of Agamotto, allowing them to see countless possibilities on every move they make. You know, just my opinion. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this type of story time. I'm sorry for anyone who was expecting gaming content because there were barely anyone asking for gaming since I released the last video, despite the current poll count, while there were more people in the comment section who wanted me to work on story time. But don't worry, the gaming video will come up next. I'm glad I managed to enjoy the process of making this as fast as I could and make it feel like an actual story time. This is probably the fastest I could do instead of like an average process of over a month. I'll do story time again after I've done the rest of the 2 ideas I promised. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!